So with spring right around the corner, I thought I would just take a couple minutes and talk about a lot of questions that I'm seeing starting to pop up in chat groups and Facebook groups and other places. Just people getting excited for spring, getting ready to start planning and strategizing. A lot of people are asking about Milorganite. Is it worth it? Is it worth the hype? Does it really work? And on and on and on, etc., etc. So today I just wanted to talk about Milorganite, my experience with it, and why I'm not going to be using it this year. So with that, let's go ahead and get started. So before I get started, I just want to say and preface this that I'm not in any way downplaying Milorganite. I think it's a great product, I think it's a great company, and I think it's a great way for beginners to learn how to apply fertilizer. And that goes with calibrating a spreader, learning how much to put down at a time, and with all that being said, you don't have to worry about burning your lawn and messing things up when you're doing this, which is why I think it's a good starting product. So I want to go ahead and just talk about what Milorganite is for those who don't know, what my experience was using it, and why I'm not going to use it anymore. So in case you don't know what Milorganite is, if you're new to taking care of your lawn or doing the lawn by yourself, Milorganite is a biosolid fertilizer. It's produced in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, and the name really implies exactly what it is. Milorganite is Milwaukee organic nitrogen. It is a byproduct of Milwaukee's sewer district. They take the material that's processed through their sewer lines and they treat it in their facilities, and they take the microbes that are in that material, they burn it, and it eventually becomes what's known as Milorganite. It's a recycling program that they do, and it's actually really interesting. More detail and clearer information, of course, is on their website, which is going to be linked below and in the blog post that I wrote to go along with this video. So make sure you check that out too. Of course, the link is down below. Milorganite became very popular. It started becoming very popular a couple of years ago. Alan Hain has been recommending Milorganite for a long time, and since then people have been using it and seeing results, and the word's gotten out. And because of that, supply has really been competing with demand, and of course the prices have gone up. For me, when I was using it, I was very happy to be paying about $10 a bag. I would go buy it at Walmart. They had it for the cheapest price. I believe it was about $10.57. I have seen it as high as $18 here around my area, and I've heard of people paying $25 a bag for this stuff, which is just not worth it to me. That's way too much money to pay for a product that does things that other products can do. So I want to just talk about my experience with Milorganite and just kind of give you hopefully some helpful ideas as you plan to take care of your lawn this year. I was first introduced to Milorganite, like many, through Alan's videos. I was just learning to take care of my lawn, and I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know how to measure out fertilizer. I didn't know how to find the square footage of my yard. I didn't know how to apply fertilizer. Spreader settings, didn't understand it. You get the point. So I watched Alan's videos, I learned how to do this, and I understood that Milorganite was a good product to start with because it would help me understand these things, and I would see results, which of course when you see results as a beginner, it's a huge confidence booster, and it just gives you the push to keep going. I was using Milorganite very heavily. I was very keen on making my lawn the deepest, darkest, greenest lawn in the entire neighborhood, and I did that. And I attribute that totally to Milorganite and to the iron that's in Milorganite. But I was putting Milorganite down about once a month at a full application rate of 15 pounds per thousand. And for me, that's 5 bags of Milorganite. That's 50 bucks a month during the growing season. And that became pretty costly. And I started to understand later on that I didn't need to do that. So that turning point for me happened when I took a soil test last spring. This was the spring of 2019. I soil tested my lawn, and I learned that I had really high levels of phosphorus in my soil, among other things. But I attributed that high phosphorus to using so much Milorganite. Milorganite has a 640, or at least it did at the time, a 640 analysis, meaning that 4% of everything I was putting down was phosphorus. And so my lawn and my soil was consequently getting a lot of phosphorus. And I needed to cut back on that. So using what I learned from applying Milorganite and understanding the needs of my soil, understanding how to read a soil test, I decided that I needed to switch things up. And I decided to go with products that had very little to absolutely no phosphorus in the analysis, or at least not enough to put it on the bag. So for me, that's something like Carbon X is something that I switched to last year that worked really well. Safer Brands Lawn Restorer was something I used last year. Job's Organics was a product I used last year, and those worked out really well. Supplemented with other things like liquid iron applications, Green County Fertilizer's Next products. All of those things combined were giving me very similar results that I was experiencing when I was just starting out with only Milorganite. So really all I'm trying to say is if you're a beginner, Milorganite is a great place to start. I don't have anything against the product. I don't have anything against the company. I think what they're doing is a really good thing. And I think that other areas and other cities should really look into what they're doing as far as creating a fertilizer as a byproduct and as a way of recycling. I think that's really cool. If you want to take that next step, if you want to start learning more about how to give your lawn exactly what it needs, then take a soil test. There's a link in the description below to the soil test that I use. You can find soil tests at your local colleges. They usually have soil tests that they provide. There's lots of different options out there. You don't have to use exactly what I used, but there will be a link in the description below for the product that I used to get that soil test done. It changed my entire outlook and my entire strategy on how I treat my lawn. And I think that's really what's most important, is that we're not just kind of going through the motions when we're treating our lawn. We're thinking it through, we're planning, and we're making sure that we give our lawns exactly what they need, and we treat the soil with what it needs. This is a learning process. We learn as we go. And that's really, for me, the fun part about this is every year, every season, I'm learning something new, and I'm able to apply those things that I learned into my strategy for treating my lawn. I hope that's helpful for you. I hope that if you are just starting, that you're not afraid to try new things. And I wish you the best of luck this season and hope that it's a good year for you. If you need any help, feel free to reach out to me, send me an email, find me on social media, find any other of the lawn YouTubers. I'm sure they'd be happy to help as well. That's what I love most about this community, is that we're willing to help each other. And there's lots of resources for that, and I think that's really great. So with that, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video.